What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is Stardust here. Welcome back to another build video here on the YouTube channel. You just saw some absolutely high octane gameplay there as I went through the 170 not super adaptoid, my word. I will do that though. I'll definitely do that for a video one day or even a stream. The Exos and Adaptoids, size 5 and brutal, managed to completely smash it, alright? So, obviously, with a build that can do something like that, which many say is the hardest mission in the game, you would say that this build might be A, you know what I mean, might be decent. So, as always, I'll go through the gear, and then I will go through the skills. Now, to be completely honest with you all, this is not a very complicated build to do. It's just that if you don't know what to go for, you can't get it, which I know is pretty self-explanatory, but I'll explain as we go through. So the first one is in Wakanda. Chance heavy combo finishes grant a damage buff. Heavy combo finishes inflict sonic damage. Might 63, proficiency 57. Now, heavy combo finisher isn't this annoying sword thing. Alright, as you saw in the gameplay, it's the press light combo attacks 4 times and then shoot out your heavy attack. Now this bad boy right here is what we're working towards, okay? Then we've got 11.8% chance range power attacks granting invulnerability buff. You'll notice that in the gameplay, I did a lot of split shot arrows to stuff like that. It was, of course, to increase my invulnerability, so I'm able to get in there and do the combo. But not just that, but also this same tornado, obviously the sonic tornado, casts as a range power attack. So that also can give me an invulnerability buff. 10% damage reduction while locked on is active, which is always nice because my intrinsic is always going to be quite high up. Increases the projectiles fired by split shot arrow and split and fired by 2, and the middle one is also pretty decent as well. This is the operative's armor. This is kind of a must-have for any Clint build that you really want to go for. It's extremely good. You can get this from the priority missions. This one, I believe, is one that you get from Last Avengers Standing, I want to say. But I believe I got this in the Red Room Takeover event. Activating a Hunter's Arrow instantly boosts the overcharge meter, grants an extra Night Storm arrow charge, and increases the number of targets arrows can hit by 3. Now, I want to mess around with this one. Ranger's Bow. I got this from a cargo loot bot. I do believe this runs from the villain sectors, but I'm not sure on that. We'll need confirmation. This is, again, a quality piece. Like, this is one that you could use, but, you know, this one's pretty good too. This one is literally just because I kept getting heroics, so I was like, yeah, why not? And then, obviously, 3 stacks of might, and that's pretty much it. These are the stats, you know, not crazy melee, but you know what I mean? Like, not crazy defense either, but definitely this build can pack a punch. So let's go into the skills. The nanobots provide heroes with a defensive barrier that will absorb 20% of incoming damage and reduce the impact of enemy attacks. This is literally, you know, because I'm a melee character, I need to be relatively quite beefy, especially with how melee is treated in this game. Enemies defeated within the nanobot swarm area have a 30% chance to drop a heroic orb. It's very unlikely you'll get into this position, but as always, if you're in a bundle of people and you're ready to do that tornado, it's called the suspension arrow, but I will be calling it tornado for the rest of the video. There's a good chance you'll get some heroic orbs. Here we've got the Night Storm arrow with the fire. Now this is literally just to get plasma on my enemies, which is why I also have the 30% increased build up in status effects. So obviously they get covered in plasma. Sonic is opposite to plasma, you know what I mean, on the battery effect scale. So I'd be able to do some battery damage at the same time. The Hunter's arrow attaches an explosive charge each time it hits an enemy. Shooting the enemy or hitting them with a melee attack will detonate the charge. Of course, you know, being a melee build, that's just made the most sense to me. I won't get anything out of the 2 other pieces. Here we've got recovers 5% willpower each time the hunter's arrow hits an enemy. This is, again, because, you know, being a melee build and stuff like that, it's always nice to be able to get a little bit of willpower back. Especially, oh my god, I apologize. Especially when, you know, I'm going to be wanting to just, you know, stay alive, really. Just stay alive. And the next one, over here, we've got increases the stun damage of all melee attacks. For some reason, the heavy combo finisher Tornado classes as a melee attack, right? So I am able to do 20% stun damage, which is really good. That's why you saw a lot of takedowns during that Adaptoid gameplay. Increases damage of all combo finishers by 15%, because of course heavy combo finisher. Just makes sense. Forming a takedown generates heroic orb. You want to always go for this on pretty much every single character you have. Then we've got increases the stun damage. None of this matters. You won't be using arrows, hardly ever. Besides split shot. I mean, this is decent, you know, because obviously the thing is with cluster is if you aim it low, you can trip up enemies. So I would never say no to using it, but it's definitely not something that I would say like, oh, you know, keep it ready, out and ready. The rest, however, definitely do not matter. Using the Swordsman Prodigy ability attached an explosive charge that detonates after the attack. That's the intrinsic. So press the intrinsic button and press triangle, and he'll do that, and he'll latch onto an enemy and go flying. Then we've got, it reduces the cost of intrinsic attacks, which of course, you know, just makes sense with these two. And then we've got increased duration of disruption debuff on enemies by 50%. I do believe that's from parrying. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not terribly sure though. I don't, to be honest, I don't use the arrows for this build, so these are sort of irrelevant. But this one isn't. Increases melee attack damage by 20% and range attack damage by 10% while overcharged. Of course, with Sonic, your intrinsic will always go up, which means you're going to be constantly overcharged. And then we've got while overcharged, defeating enemies has a 15% chance to spawn heroic orbs. Again, I'm going to be overcharged quite often. And increases critical attack damage by 20% while overcharged. So again, it all works up. So to be honest, even just sat here saying this one, it would probably be good, because then you got like that 40% extra damage. But there's something about this one that I just like, because it's got the 80 valor from when the stats were bugged. I just never want to let it go. You know what I mean? It's like a rare article. So okay, so now that I've done that, I'll show you guys a little bit of live footage so that you know that I wasn't playing about. I won't do it with these guys because I actually have to concentrate, and I want to do a little bit of commentary while I do it. So let me know what you guys thought about the build. All that stuff is always incredibly helpful. As you can see there, look, just invulnerabilities, damage buffs. I'm overcharged. Like, I literally did one combo. You know what I mean? Like, and the thing, and this works in every mission. Like, I know I've only shown you guys harm room stuff, but like, believe me, like, I was on stream the other night on my Twitch channel, which you can get from my link tree in the description down below, and I was absolutely just going mental. Like, you know, and that's the thing, it's just such a fun build. Like, it's not even the case of, oh, do crazy damage, but like, you can stay alive, you can actually melee with it, you know, it's not very restricting. Like, you don't even necessarily have to just do this combo all the time, you know. Like, for some of these enemies, you can just normal sword fight, and if you want to be kind of in that Ronin vibe, then it's perfect for you, right? Because then obviously you can sort of feel like Ronin rather than like have to worry about an enemy completely ruining your day. So I definitely think that this build is something that if you know you want to play Hawkeye Melee, this is the best way. This is the best way in my opinion. Like, I know it sounds arrogant. I've never said this about any of my builds before, but I don't believe I've ever seen this build anywhere, and I truly believe it's the most fun build in the entire game. So, oh no, I got stuck there. But that's fine, because everyone's getting done in by my tornado. You see, like, oh, I just love this build so much. So, that'll be that. So, thank you guys for watching this video. Thank you guys for always supporting the channel. Make sure to subscribe, make sure to like, make sure to do all that beautiful stuff. And I will see you guys later, and peace.